There's 20 minutes left into the close, and I'd like to see if we can find some final setups. Now there's 4 symbols that stand out to me. Let me show you them really quickly. The first is SPY. SPY has breached our daily aggressive volatility box models. So far it looks like there's a little bit more selling left inside of SPY, but it also is starting to feel like we might be building a little bit of a base here, where if we do get a little bit of a punch into the close, I think that would be a nice risk to reward setup. The same idea is true in the other index markets. So in the Dow, for example, we've already seen this momentum cross. Now if we see one more bullish one, that meets the rules of an actual setup that we can trade. We have entry, exits, target, stops, all of that good stuff for. So one way we can automate this entry is by saying right click, and I'll select buy. And inside of this edit panel, if we come in here, I'll say DIA study edit, plot signal, and we want to see this momentum cross to the opposite side. Oops, momentum cross, up signal. We want to see that signal having finished printing on that 2-minute time frame chart. And we want to make sure that the low is not, let's say, less than or equal to 385. We want to be able to hold this base, and we want to make sure that our entry is less than, and actually, sorry, this should be low is greater than, and our high is less than or equal to, let's say, 385.60 to make sure that we're not overpaying either for a trade into the close. So I've tried to automate that as much as possible. The last piece I can also add is a cancel condition, which is, hey, cancel this order at 1250. We'll link this to our bid. Let's click save, confirm and send, and see if we get filled in this candle right here. Okay, so we should now be joining the bid. And we just got filled. And so that's how we use an automated trading order to try and take advantage of a trade into the close. Now, this is one I don't really mind holding. It's DIA, but let's say you did want to have a sell order. Well, let's say we use the target line. Maybe 386 is where you're looking at trying to cut this for a quick day trade, if you will. That's only if we hit it into the close. I'll front run it by just a little bit. Now I'll leave the recording on, but I'll speed it up in the post-editing phase so you can really see how the Dow plays out. My goal is you can see whether or not we have heat on this trade, whether or not this trade is more straightforward, and how this symbol, this market, really acts into the close. So let's take a look how we close today with this particular long side entry. And that's it. That was the trade. So there we have DIA. Now we focused on just that because of the recording. You can see how SPY performed. You can see how QQQ performed. You can see how XLI performed. And you can see how XLU performed. And there's still about 8 minutes left into the close. So maybe after the markets close, I'll resume this video one last time so you can see how that panned out. Here's where DIA closed. We closed well above the 386 mark, even hitting the VB line. So under 386 was a little conservative. You can see the rally in SPY, the rally in XLI, and XLU the weakest, which is sort of interesting given our perception of XLU even at the very beginning of this entire video. I hope you found this video useful for those of you looking to trade the close, even make use of the scanner as we get closer and closer to the final hour. You saw how we used the scanner to find 4 symbols in today's video, and from those 4 symbols, we ended up just focusing on DIA, which meant a setup we could recognize. Like that, we have setups for SPY, QQQ, etc. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next update.